Hi and welcome in there, ladies and gentlemen. We are on the trail again. We are back. It is RTO round season 6, rounds number 1 and 2. So we've got around about 39 drivers signed up to this one. We have a 8-race calendar, 8-round calendar, and 2 races per round for you. We are live on YouTube for the first time ever. I'm so happy that it is actually working, because if it didn't, I would have just cried, I think. But already 28 of you in here. Welcome in. Thank you so much for coming in. Let's just have a go through some of these names. We've got Rusty, how you doing? Nicholas, Andrea, Barry, how you doing? Mr. Evans, Kawasaki, Nicholas, that guy Carrot, Freddie Smith, and we've got Brian Bond. How's it going? Lesser, welcome in, all of you guys. We all know you, a lot of you from RTO in the past. Are you guys ready for this? So as you can see, the calendar at the moment, we have Misano, which is where we're at tonight, for 2 25-minute races. We then move next week to Nürburgring, and then we are going to come back to a track that is very, very difficult, and one I don't tend to like as much. But YouTube? Did I say Twitch? No, I did say YouTube, didn't I? And we'll come back to Laguna Seca, something we haven't been there for a long time. So we thought we'd stick that one into the mix, and then we go to Donington, Hungaroring, Zandvoort, then we have Suzuka, and then we round off in the National Autodrome of Monza in Italy. How are we doing? Welcome in, Nicholas. It's Theo. How you doing, Theo? Good to see you. Have we got any new people that don't usually come in from my stream? If you are, then please say hello. Let us know who you are, where you're from, and what you're up to. So just a bit of a thing that we were meant to have a broadcast team this week, and unfortunately it's not worked out as we'd hoped, but we will get there very, very soon. Next week we should have the broadcast up and running, and have the proper broadcasting team, so you won't hear my stupid voice, an extra one this week. So there you go. Cameron Cookerson, I forgot to ask in the briefing, are all season class changes are instant thing? So, for example, a silver that should be pro, that is sandbagged in the quality. Yes, potentially. But again, it doesn't mean to say they've sandbagged. It just meant that Barcelona, they did very well. So so that could be the other thing. Cameron, Team Midget Man. You can't get away from me. I know, right, Bazza? How you doing, man? Good to see you, and hope you're good. How does the mic sound? I don't have any noise gates or anything. The only thing I have is a plug-in just to make me sound extra good and professional. I literally had to set this up. I had about half an hour to get this working so that we could get this stream out to you guys, so you could see the guys on track. At the moment, obviously, you can see it's practice. How it's going to work this season. So we have a qualifying session for race 1. They have 9 minutes for the AMs. The first 9 minutes are for the AMs, and then they will do their best times. And then the second 9 minutes of that 18-minute session is for the silvers and for the pros. So that's how it's going to work. They get an extra minute than they did last year. I was feeling a bit mean last year, so I thought we'd give them a little bit extra this year. Yeah, so they do that. And then the second race is done via reverse grid split. By that, I mean the pros will be at the front, the silvers in the middle, and then the AMs at the back. So, yeah, I'm hoping that it all looks pretty good on the stream. Does it all sound good? Stream's good? Sandbaggers will be dealt with. Team, yeah, we've got that one. So I hope it all does sound good and look good. And, yeah, we're all ready to go. They are on the final laps now, so basically, once the final guys cross the line on these laps, which I believe will be 616, who we're on board with now, which is Adam Douglas. Couldn't use the new Macca last season. The SGP wouldn't allow it halfway through his season. But now he is in his favoured car. Was doing some awesome lap times in the practice server throughout this week. So it'll be interesting to see where he comes. Of Tiger Club Racing, Adam Douglas. So good luck to you. A couple of drivers new into this season, not new to us though. Here at RTO, we've got the main man, Peter Brett, with SOP Esports Racing, and basically Mr. Brett, as you can see here, he is an avid sim racer. He is from Ireland. and he's been sim racing since 2021. Current team is SOP Esports, and also for STR Esports, which is Samantha Tan Racing. And then, so he's been doing this for quite a while now. You've probably known him from Fry Guys as well, with Earl and some of the guys there. And then Simon over at SOP nabbed him and said, come and join us. Races with a Fanatec CSL DD. Let me just sort this one. There we go. Yeah, races with a Fanatec CSL DD with Husingvale pedals and SimLab GT1 Simrig. Plays mostly on AC and ACC. And his aspirations for 2023 basically continue getting closer to the top of pro. He just wants to keep moving forward, which is what we all do in sim racing. But he's got some great accomplishments already in his sim racing career. Basically, in the lines of, he's participated. I'll speak some London in a minute. Yeah, that word. In multiple pro leagues and championships over the past year, racing against some of the best there is in sim racing. Had many top fives and strong results throughout. And his team got pole in Kota this summer for the VEM Championship. So there you go. Welcome in. Peter Brett, thank you for joining us. Really great to see you. You've also got parked in with, I believe that is a Mr. Ben Nergard. He's now parked inside you. So, yeah, that was perfect timing for that one. Anyway, we'll get back on track. And we'll bring you another driver in the middle of the broadcast before we start race number 2. And this is a new feature we're trying to do in RTO so that we can, really give the floor. The whole idea of this was, the RTO League from my stream was to give you guys the floor and show what you guys can do and what you're capable of. And with that, the best way to do that is to also allow, you to tell us a bit about yourselves and, where you're from, what are you doing, how long you've been sim racing, all that kind of thing. So you're going to see more and more of that throughout the season. One thing I do need to say, the big news that we have at RTO, bottom left-hand corner, Luke Addison is our main sponsor for this season, okay? If you are looking for setups, this man has you covered without question, okay? And a lot of the guys in RTO, a lot of the guys that are racing in the academy, all tend to use his setups. I use them myself. I do honestly use them in the Mercedes and in the McLaren. So if you're really interested in having a look, then go and check out the link that is now in the chat and check yourself some setups. You can also do coaching with him as well. He does charge, but it's really well worth doing. And then you can, find some extra speed in the car of your choice. Okay. So once again, thank you so much to Luke Addison. Which basically he says something. He said something to me the other day of his slogan, which I think is actually really, really good and actually hits the nail on the head. A little progress each day adds up to big results, and it really does. You just keep working away, keep just making little improvements every single time you race, every time you get out on track, and you'll find yourself where you want to be. All right. So the guys are on track at the moment. The AMs are on their first hot laps. We're watching Alpha Dogmeat in the Lamborghini. It's a great little livery on that. That's why I picked it just to show you. For Team LFI. He's just run a little bit wide there going into the hairpin. So that's going to be the Mercedes up the inside. And that's... yeah, sorry. I was just making sure he was a silver that was there then. It's Ben Knight. So he wasn't a silver, sorry. Yeah, it's Ben Knight in the Mercedes. So the guys crossing the line. Number 51 is going to give you your first lap time of season number 6. And that is from Thomas Lewin in the Mercedes Area 51 Racing. Puts in a 1:36.3. Ben Knight is starting his first flying lap after going a little bit wide, I think. He didn't... Oh, no, he did pop in a lap. It was a 1:36.6, sorry. And Craig Winter. Good to see you back here, Mr. Winter. With the cow on the side of the car this time. I don't know if you can guess, but this man is a farmer. And one of the best liveries I've seen. That is amazing. So welcome in, Craig. Great to see you. So there we go. Did you see mine, Linksy? Did I see yours? What? Sorry, mate. Ryan and Brian, how you doing, guys? Yep, we have your man on stream, Craig Winter, who is currently in P4. Lucas Latowski putting in a 1:37.1, but instantly pipped by Daniel Zlatnik of 1:37.097. Expect these times to come down after a couple of laps, guys. Got another, what's that, 4 minutes to go, so a couple of laps they can put in yet. So they got a bit of extra time. Might give them an extra lap this season than they did last season before they start. And then the pros are allowed to queue at the end of the pit lane. That's fine. But they're just not allowed to go straight out on track. Craig Winter's actually been this lap, but I'll tell you who's on the move. This man. Wesley is on a fast lap. He's actually 2/10 up. Or Ben Knight, actually, I lie. Ben Knight is up 1.3 seconds at the moment on his current lap, which will put him easily into pole position in the AM class. So we'll keep an eye on that one in a minute. Craig Winter is also up, but unfortunately he binned his lap. So that's been... Oh, no, Ben just went wide. Coming out of the final corner, he might have either went wide or he cut the corner. And that lap does not count. That was a 1:35.6. So that would have easily put him to the top of the timetable. Wesley's going to cross the line now. He's going to stick it into pole position in the AMS, is he? He does. A 1:35.585. So that is a great lap from Wesley. Lucas Zatowski coming across the line. 6/10 up. Puts it into P3. 36.5. Ben Knight also is now on another strong lap, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Craig Winter also on another really strong lap. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. Missing game sound. Oh, you are? Oh, my word. There you go. Is that better? Sorry, guys. Good job someone noticed. You could have told me that, you know, a bit earlier than that. I think this is why we need the stream, the broadcasting team, guys. I do apologise. David Blythe up currently 0.4 on this lap. He's only just started, so this could be a really good lap. This will put him really close to the rest of the guys in AM. I'm expecting AMS to be very competitive this season. The way we've done it is to try and keep a lot of the drivers close together. They had to do a qualifying session. They had 2 events where they had a qualifying session where they had to... I've just noticed that the watermark is in the way of our sponsors, which is just typical. Let's change that for a second, because we need that one, which is very important. So I do apologise, guys. We'll just do that now. So the sponsors are at the top. That'll move suddenly up your screen, yeah, then we'll get back into what we were talking about. So there we go. Ben Knight does go top for the 1:35.0. Absolutely nailing this course. And then goes very sideways, losing it through the second corner, and then has to move off the line. So we'll keep an eye on that. Lowen is on a faster lap at the moment. He's on just in sector 1, just through sector 1 at the moment. Let's see how he goes. Zlatnik, though, coming towards the end of the lap. You want to keep an eye on this lap as well. This is going to put him right into the mix of the top 3. Team Snell Esports, one of the best liveries we had last season. I thought it was intentional, probably from me, you know that. So 1 minute to go. So everyone crossing the line now will get one more shot. In fact, that's everyone. So these are the final laps, I believe. Oh no, I think number 51 will get another one. So Toby Lowen will get another lap. I think the rest of them might struggle. You might see a couple of them sneaking across just before their session ends in 45 seconds. Part of the car. Oh, and there you go, Zlatnik. It did go into P4, so that's a great result. So let's see if he can stay there. Latowski's up a couple of tenths so far in this lap. Craig Winter, another strong lap. This one will really put the cat amongst the pigeons. If he can put this one through, he's 8 tenths up at the moment, so that'll put him into P5, and only a couple of tenths off the top 4. So let's see how he gets on. What's Heselton driving? You'll see that in a little bit. As he crosses the line, Craig Winter, I think he binned it just as he crossed the line. Oh no, he didn't. Yes, he did. He binned that lap as he came through the final bit of the final sector. So that lap did not count. Colin Heselton is driving a BMW. He has just gone wide, and he is abandoning that lap as well. They're all pushing on these final laps to try and get them across the line. Did Toby manage to get across the line? He did. All the, as you can see now, the silvers and the pros are all coming out. There's a huge train of them. There's going to be quite a few people involved in this. So let's see where they get. We'll keep an eye on this lap first. They are not allowed to overtake whilst queuing, so they need to make sure that they they behave themselves. Coming down the main straight. The slight kink that you kind of ignore. So what we need to do really, let's go on board in the Mercedes. Try not to run it too wide here. Toby is actually down at the moment on his fastest lap, so he needs to pull something out of the bag here. He needs to find half a second really if he's going to trouble the top two. And then he boxes. So that is that, ladies and gentlemen. Although Craig Winter is on another lap. Did he cross the line? Yeah, he must have crossed the line before the other guys. So Craig is on another lap. He is up 2/10 this time. He needed to really improve if he was going to move up to P4, which I don't believe he's going to be able to do unless he has a hell of a final corner. He is going to improve though, get much closer. He had the pace there to be top 4, top 5. So there we go. Well done, Craig. Finishing the lap in style. So Cameron Hawes for Velocity Esports, getting it all crossed up as he came out of the final corner to start his first flying lap in Season 6. So Cameron Hawes, if you know Velocity Esports, runs the Velocity Esports team. Actually races in real life, but we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the stream. We'll see. Interesting to see how he gets on. You can see everyone starting to queue now towards the back of the grid. You can see it. Look at this train of cars. This is insane. This is why it's going to be difficult now, because these guys have got to sort themselves out before camera gets there. And it isn't, although it's a minute 40 lap, nearly, sorry, a minute 30 lap here, sorry. You know, that is not a long time. And these guys really do need to get a move on, because by the time they've all sorted themselves out, Cameron will be rocking up on the scene wondering what the heck is going on. And some of these guys, like Frank Sadivi here, are part of this team. And you've got Christoph Holzer in the blue Lambo at the back there. The problem with this is, all this is going to do is let your tyres go cold. It'd been better to just stagger yourself when you left the pits. Going this early might throw some spanners in the works. It looks like they're all just going to get round. That was crazy. This puts some spanners in the works. We've got 33 drivers in the race today. We've got 6 no-shows. 2 of them I know about. So there's a couple that didn't show up but didn't mention it. So it'd be interesting to see what the excuses are, right? So yeah, there we go. Anyway, Cameron Hawes about to cross the line for his first flying lap. Is he going to go wide? Oh, he just went too wide and lost the lap time as he came out of the pits. Sorry, as he came out of the final corner, 1:34.9 would have put him straight to the top of the timings, but unfortunately he messed up his final corner and going a bit too wide over the curbs. Out to Queen Emma, how's it going? Moritz is the GOAT. Good to see you in, thank you for coming in. Lorik, how's it going, buddy? Is Refs racing? He is. Well, he should be. I presume so. We'll find out. Wait, is he? Yeah, there we go. There he is. So Liam Page goes to the top of the timings in the Ferrari 296 for SOP. On to his second lap, he's already up. Sigurd Refsvik also up. P3 at the moment, he's up a couple of tenths. Dan Watts is also improving. Current RTO Season 5 champion for pros. Elliot Simpson, new to the RTO league. He's from Velocity Esports alongside Cameron Hawes and Frank Sadivi. So welcome in, Elliot. Good luck to you, sir. Adam Douglas, we know. Been a part of the championship for a while. Like I said earlier on, he wanted to use the McLaren last season, couldn't do it. He came out in the middle of the season. Christoph Holzer, we know from Alpha Sim Sport. Great to see you back in again, Mr. Holzer. Richard Gassel with one of the nicest liveries I think you'll see on a Mercedes. That is a really good looking livery for an RG Motorsport, Richard Gassel Motorsport. Might not see him in that livery for too much longer from what I understand, but we'll see how it goes. Ben Nergard for RTO in the Mercedes, having issues with computers at the moment. Just waiting to see if he gets that sorted out. Dreambound managed to get in as well for RTO. Got plenty of RTO drivers in this one. Another new driver for us, Jort Charinga. I hope I've said that right. I definitely haven't. This is another reason why we're going to have a broadcast team, because I'm terrible, so I do apologise for any obliteration of names. As we go through, Nick Cooper, another driver, Cooper GT Racing, that was new to us. Ooh, he's going to have to just get out of the way there. So I think he's actually still on a lap, and technically he didn't need to, although he's not improving on this lap. So yeah, Robin Moore, good to see you back as well. PR Racing crosses the line, starts his next lap. Peter Brett, as we spoke about earlier. Paul Sadlowski also in RTO Racing. It's difficult to make him and Refs out because he's got like a gold livery and Refs has a yellow, so they're very, very similar. So yeah. Anyway, Jordan Watson as well into P2 for Pulse Simsport. Great to see you in, Jordan. Thanks for joining us. Hope to see some more of the Pulse Simsport boys join us on a Thursday. James Whitaker also in as well. There's like 6 RTO drivers, I think, or 7 with Ryan McCord as well. He managed to get into P16 so far. He's not on a lap at the moment. Who is on a good lap though? Refsvik coming around the final corner, 7/10 up. And this should put him up into the top 5. There we go, up into P5. Refs has a bit of an excuse for not being right at the top of the timetables at the moment. He's literally been spending doing that lovely video that you saw, the promo vid, which we'll show you again in a little while. Make sure you like the video, subscribe if you like what you're seeing, what's going on the channel. We're not new to this. We've been doing this on Twitch for a long time, but we've moved this over to YouTube so we can create more content for you guys to watch. And yeah, so it just brings more to you, so you can feel a bit more value from what we're trying to create here. Gordon Watson, only, what is that, 0.04 of a second off the pole time at the moment. Another guy to look out for, Luke Southall in the SOP Esports liveried Porsche. This guy is absolutely rapid, so it'll be interesting to see where he gets to in this season. I don't normally see him in the Porsche, normally we see him in the BMW, but one of the fastest guys I've ever raced with. I had the pleasure of being his teammate at RLR Esports, and the guy is a really, really nice, approachable chap. So if you ever see him in a open lobby or in an LFM or something like this, definitely say hello to the guy. Really, really good driver, fast, and I'm sure you're about to see what he is capable of. He's done a lap so far that is P8, but if you actually look at those times, it's the times that we've got here at the moment, they're so close together. The top 3 is under a 10th. I mean, Dan Watt's doing a great lap there so far to get 33.0 in the BMW. That is very, very strong. James Whitaker for the Mercedes, only a 10th and a bit off now, just under 2/10, sorry, off of the lead in the Mercedes. He is a class above anything. Bear in mind, this guy yesterday was turning 36s before we did the coaching. He's obviously put a lot of time, a lot of effort in finding the best parts of the track, learning how to race the car around here, getting the best out of it. That's what you need to make sure you're doing. Andre Dixon Chen is in the pits. We'll catch him in a little bit. Joined also with Velocity Esports. Marisha Gasson come down the back straight. Climbing all over curbs as we turn in. Don't want to climb too much over them because it tends to pull you to the exit in the corner. That's what it says on the back of his car. Yeet. And it will yeet you a little bit. Keeps you from turning in and getting up hooked up on the apex. You just want to make sure that you're having a nice smooth run in the braking zone, nice and straight. You can brake quite late in that corner as well because it's you trail brake all the way through to the entrance and then into the apex. There seems to be a few drivers off the track at the moment. Number 88 is where Richard Gasson is about to come. He's just RTG'd. Quite a few people RTG'd now. So these are the final laps. So that's how quick qualifying goes, ladies and gentlemen. Can you please cast some commentators' curse on Gasson, please? And he's about to go pole. No, it didn't work. Sorry. But he is about to cross the line, 2/10 up. Is it going to get him anywhere? Nope, he stays P10, but leading the silver class, even in front of a pro driver, Elliot Simpson, and Tom Solis as well. So, yeah, we might end up with a couple of changes to this, but never mind. Anyway, there you go. So, one more driver still out on the track. Where are you? Robert Moore struggling to get a lap. Oh, and he's gone. He's actually, unfortunately, killed the lap there. So, yeah, I think, Rob, you are in the wrong split. I'm not sure how that's happened. We might need to check that one out. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. So, Liam Page just holding off Jordan Watson and Dan Watts and Peter Brett. Top 4 under a 1/10 of a second. And then you've got Luke Southall, James Whittaker, Sigurd Refsvik, Ben Nergard, Andre Dixon Chen, and Richard Gasson. The top 9 covered by 3.5 tenths, guys. Come on. I mean, that is insane. That is absolutely insane. I cannot believe. I knew it was going to be close. I knew it was going to be close, but I didn't have in the wildest dreams that it was going to be like that. So let's go through where the drivers are on the grid. So you've got on the left-hand side Liam Page and Jordan Watson on the front row for SOP and Pulse Sim Sports respectively. Then you've got the first of the RTO drivers, current champion Dan Watts with Peter Brett for SOP on the row 2. Luke Southall has James Whittaker, the young protagonist that we have at RTO in the first of the Mercedes in row number 3. Sigurd Refsvik and Ben Nergard, both Norwegian drivers on row 4, with Andre Dixon Chen and Richard Gasson in row 5, with the next first of the Velocity Esports with the next 2, with Elliot Simpson out qualifying, Cameron Hawes. I'm sure Cameron will be wanting to do as much as he can in the race to try and change that, although Elliot, I believe, is in the pros and Cameron is in the silver, so not necessarily racing on track. Adam Douglas and Mauritius Kovoda in, that's a great looking livery actually, I like that one. That is a really, really nice looking livery. P13 Port 14, Tom Solis and Christoph Holzer for Alpha Sim Sports is 15 and 16. We've got such a long grid, I'm going to have to actually move this before we can get any further. Then we've got Ryan McCord, but in front of him we have... Oh, wait, what's going on there? Yeah, Ryan McCord, your livery's not working again for some reason. Then we've got Paul Sadlowski. Then we've got Dreambound, Marshall Snaithman. Then we've got Cormac Quinn, York Sharinga, Nick Hooper. We're going to have to keep this going. Frank Sidivi, Ben Knight in the Mercedes. Wesley, Toby Lewin, Daniel Zlatnik. Then we've got Lucas Santowski, who's in the pits, didn't hit the time. Craig Winter, Colin Heselton, David Blythe, and then, now everything's going to start moving. Rappaport and Alfred Baldwin. So there we go. So let's go to the Helicam, and we will watch how the start of race 1 goes. I'm going to take a drink, and I suggest you guys do too. That is not.
Green light, go.
There we go, to the front of the grid, and we've got Jordan Watson trying to go around the outside. We've got 3 wide nearly on row 2, with Peter Brett now up into P3. Luke Southall making it into P4. Dan Watts going down. He's not staying where he is. We'll keep the position downwards up so you can see who the movers are at the start, with number 83 still sat in the pits. I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe we've had an issue. He's now moving, so he's now going to get it on. Andre Dixon Chen has had contact. Ben Nergard and Sigurd Refsvik still side by side, trying to chase down Dan Watts. As we go further forward, we've got Alex Simpson in behind Cameron Hawes. Cameron had a really good start. He's up to P11. We'll see how he can venture through the rest of this grid. Through the 8th to the 12th at the moment it was. No movements. As we go back down the grid, we've got Cormac Quinn up in position, T19. The first of the AMs, Ben Knight. The AMs sticking where they are at the moment. Ben Knight is leading. Daniel Zlatnik with Wesley and Toby Llewellyn as well. Everyone making the first lap by the looks of it. We've got contact a little bit up by Peter Brett, I think, or maybe he was just trying to make a move. He's looking for the switchback as they come up into the hairpin through the fast sector. He's up the inside. Jordan Watson's going to try and fight this, going to go all over the curb side by side. And then, Jordan Watson is now going to hold on to that position as they come into the final corner. You've got Luke Southall looking at the back of this thinking, if these two keep fighting, I'll have that. Now, this is a great scrap. Peter Brett looking to go around the outside as we turn up into P1. He's not giving this up. He wants that P2 back. All in while, Liam Page is laughing and has an absolute monumental gap of around about 2 seconds because these guys keep fighting. Now Peter Brett muscles his way through. That's going to make Jordan Watson go really wide, and now the SOP driver of Luke Southall is going to nick P3 and Jordan Watson lose 2 places in the space of 2 corners. But what a race this is. He's now looking to go back up the inside with a switchback, getting a good exit, pins Luke Southall to the inside, and now he's back up the inside as we move down the main straight up into the second sector. You can see Liam Page all the way at the front there. We'll get onto the actual track. No, Dan Watts gets really deep and unfortunately takes out Jordan Watson. That is not good. That's not what we want. And Dan, I think he just outbraked himself a bit there. Everyone getting a bit fighty. Now we've got all the RTO drivers all next door to each other. I'm sure Dan will be kicking himself for that. That's not what he wants. And Sigurd Refsvik keeps his nose clean once again, and he's up into P3. And can he now try and chase down the fast-moving Peter Brett? 2.2 is the gap at the front. As we look a bit further back, we've got Richard Gasson. He's got Luke South all over the back. He's lost out on that route as well, where he had to run wide once he got hit. Jordan Watson on the inside moves up the inside of Richard Gasson, gets his elbows out. There's a bit of contact there. Rubbin is racing, and away we go. Around the final bend, all these drivers nose to tail. You can see it on the track map. There's drivers absolutely everywhere. This is insane. A bit further back, we've got Andre Dixon Chen trying to keep Cameron Hawes. You've got Velocity Esports 9th and 10th and 11th. You've got three of the drivers together today, all in one go. Cameron Hawes in the middle, team leader. And Andre Dixon Chen's going to look to go up the inside of Richard Gasson, is he? Yeah, Richard Gasson's kind of stuck on the outside lane. If he can hold it though, yeah, like he has, he's now going to have the inside onto the straight. He's now the cork in the ball. Oh, no! And then Cameron touches the back because he lifted, and both of those go around. That's what happens when it ends up nose to tail. And yeah, that is contact which we do not want to see. Let's just hope that the rejoins were better. Looks like Richard Gasson is back on track as well, so we'll get back to that in a minute. Luke Southall now all over the back of RTO driver Ben Nergard. He's got to try and make his way through four RTO drivers to try and get back onto the podium. If anyone's going to do it, it's this man. On the front splitter of... That was weird. I actually clicked rear wing there, and he's now up the inside of Ben Nergard. Ben Nergard's now going to look for the switchback. Gets it, runs him a little bit wide, bit of a cheeky nudge, gets the elbows out, chops across the front as they go into the penultimate corner, keeps the position. Yeah, I don't think he will be either, Rato. I think I don't think he's going to be impressed with that one. There's a few people that are going to be seeing the same thing. Current fastest lap of the race, Peter Brett, a 1:33.1. Liam Page, a 1:33.6 is his best lap. He has done a 1:33.5, but it didn't count. So yeah, let's see how he goes. He knew me and Pierre had a really good race yesterday at Monza, and it was about, I knew he had good pace in the McLaren behind me, both in the same car. It was just about trying to keep consistent lap times, and that's what then sort of helped me keep that. So now we've got Dan Watts all over the back of Sigurd Refsvik. I'm going to try and keep an eye on some of this, as well as some of the AMs. We've got Rob and Moore racing Wesley. These guys have had a little bit of contact. Wesley, look at the inside. Oh, you can't move like that in the braking zone. He's got a car beside you there, Rob. Wesley with the picture of it. I think this is dog on the door there. And yeah, these guys having a good little scrap at the back. Keep an eye on that. Is he going to make it? Is Wesley going to make a move up the inside as we go into the left-hander? Oh, is he going to make a double move? Is this going to be a double move? One of the Beamers is off the track. I think that's Colin Heselton, who is off the track. Jordan Watson is up into P19 after the recovery drive he's going to have to do now, thanks to Dan Watts. I'll tell you what, the RTO drivers are all holding each other up now. The front two SOP drivers have just walked away. So Robin Moore is up a place. So we'll get back onto that in a minute. James Wecker is all over the back of Dan Watts. What has happened there? Because Dan Watts was all over the back of Resch, but Resch has now moved away. 4.6 is the gap. The BMWs are being dropped. In fact, all of the drivers are being dropped by the front two fast-running SOP boys, Peter Brett and Liam Page. What are you thinking in the chat then, ladies and gentlemen? You enjoying this first race? Still 18 minutes to go. Don't forget, you've got round number 2 after this one as well, straight afterwards. And it's a reverse grid. So all of this happens again. That means that the guys that win end up behind the guys that they were beat, and then they have to try and make their way through, and that's when it becomes very spicy indeed. And because obviously you get the faster guys trying to make moves on guys around them, and sometimes it ends up in a little bit of tears. But I'm hoping after the driver briefing we had today, it will be a bit more sensible in race number 2. Just trying to have a drink. While it all settles down a little bit, I tell you, we have got fighting at the moment. Portadlowski in the silvers, P4 at the moment, trying to chase down Coevorden, who's gone very, very, very wide. That will be seen as a double track limits, I think. So he might need to be careful for the rest of the race. Looks out for 0.4 back from Ben Nergard as well. And Coevorden did just keep the place there by going very wide, but we'll see how it goes. Got new driver Jort Scharinga. Who is P17 at the moment. Got Jordan Watson on the recovery drive behind him, but he's got a bit of a dilemma. He's trying to attack the guys ahead of him, like Dreambound, Marcel Snaithman, and but he's also trying to. He doesn't want to get held up by fighting Jordan Watson, who's now got to try and make his way back through the field. Tom Solis is also down at P21 after a bit of contact in the first couple of laps. So he's obviously trying to make his way back through. Dreambound struggling with the Mercedes there. Get a bit wide, a bit squirrely. Back towards the front. Watts still holding station behind Refs, but I'm pretty sure he's not trying to stay there. Refs is 5.1 down now off the top 2. The top 2 are absolutely running away with it. We've got Peter Brett and Liam Page for SOP. Luke Southall is all over the back of Ben Nergard as they go into the hairpin. Remember, a couple of laps ago, Ben shut the door on him here. Oh, he's going to be up the inside. And yeah, and then he says, thank you very much. You shut the door on me, got your elbows out, have it back. So yeah, nudged Ben off the track, but it managed to get through. Ben saying, thank you very much for the flashing. I'll do my best impersonation now of Murray Walker. Portadlowski still trying to chase Coevorden. I know I don't say it right, by the way, guys. I do apologise. But I'm in London. And there you go. Jort Scharinga gave the place to Jordan Watson. You can stay with him now. Maybe he can find a way through when Jordan tries to get past Dreambound, which will, with the pace difference that he has at the moment. One too far away. Ryan McCord in the long cover livery. For some reason, it's not working. I don't know why. But he should be in an RTO livery car. It was working a minute ago and then it stopped. Let's go, Adam. Which Adam are we talking? There's a few. Colin Nesselton is in the pits. His race is done, I believe. Lucas Latowski is also in the pits. Alfred Dogmeat is just at the back of this grid a minute. Elliot Simpson still trying to chase down Adam Douglas. 0.4 of the gap. Ryan McCord is just behind this as a train of 3, 4, 5 cars there actually, which we'll need to try and keep an eye on as they come through the fast section. So let's switch to that now. There you go, Ryan McCord chasing down Paul Sadlowski, both RTO drivers out of position really. That'll be what I'll tell you, he's doing a great job. Adam Douglas in P9 silver, winning silver class at the moment. And he's got Elliot Simpson all over the back of him. But these guys are just trying. There you go, I think Paul Sadlowski's just managing to get past Coevorden now, but now he's going to have the inside. He's going to have to defend for Ryan McCord, who moves back to the outside, tries to get the switch back. Oh, no, Ryan, that was always going to end up in tears there. And manages to survive. Jordan Watson now is all over the back of him as well. So he has also managed to get past Greenmount and Cormac Quinn. So Jordan Watson on his recovery drive. Try and get back up to the top 10. This is the view back to the Lamborghini of the Pulsar Sport driver. Oh, and he's going to go up the inside here, as you can see. And there's a bit of banging doors. Rubbing his racing, but still needs to be a bit more careful than that. Now, the Lamborghini will have the tow from Paul Sadlowski and the BMW ahead of him, so he should. Well, he's going to have a shorter line on the inside there, and the McLaren's not giving this one up. And there we go, now he does. Realises he's not actually fighting this one. So we're halfway through the first race. And we are ready. This is starting to stretch out a little bit here. But there's still plenty of action on the track. Elliott Simpson all over the back of Adam Douglas, as you can see as well. He wants to get past him so he can try and chase down his teammate in Andre Dixon-Chen. Ref still ahead of Dan. Luke Southall 2.3 back. James Whittaker, it was his next victim, and he has now got him, so he can try and set on trying to get a podium. Still 12 minutes to go. I very much doubt that he will not put an attempt on the podium. That man is ridiculously quick, so we'll keep an eye on that as well. Cormac Quinn and Greenbound all over each other. This group of cars here from 13th to 21st. So there is 8 cars here, which is crazy. It's a very good livery, very good livery. I think they're just in support of all Adams. Let's hope so. All Adams should be supported. Definitely. Oh, the Mercedes really struggling there. You can see it's literally losing the traction on the rear end. And, yeah, just struggling a bit. Silver's, as they were in Season 5, putting on the show in RTO. Check back in that in a second. We've got another group of cars. Andre Dixon-Chen all over the back of Ben Nergard now for Velocity Esports. 9K on Twitch, go check him out. Very, very quick in the McLaren. He always used to drive the original McLaren. And then, thank you, Brian. And yeah, when the new one came out, decided to switch over. And has not looked back since. He was driving the Audi for a bit. And now I think he's found his home back in the new McLaren, doing a great job up into P8 at the moment. I'm sure he'll be wanting to move forward. I think there's more pace in that for him. Elliott Simpson still all over the back of Adam Douglas. Adam Douglas doesn't necessarily need to fight this though, but maybe it's just pride. He knows he's got the pace. It also keeps a car between him and his competition, which is this man, Christoph Holzer, in the Alpha Simsport Lamborghini. We've still got this absolute gaggle of cars all together. So now Cormac Quinn. What's happened? Yeah, Cormac Quinn. P15, Ryan Accord has dropped right down, and now he's being sent on by, oh my word, who was that? Frank Sadivi, that was a send. You might want to learn the break points, buddy. Cameron Hawes on his recovery drive will be kicking himself for the mistake, but that means he's going to potentially put him into P1 or near P1 for the race reverse grid. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Amor, I don't know why Amor has been put in silver. That is the wrong class, so that will be changing. So apologies to that one, Richard. Right, let's go back to the front of the grid. Right in for the final podium position. We've got Sigurd Rasvik, Dan Watson on your screen, Luke Southall, all close together within 2 seconds, as you can see. And then they are being absolutely dropped by Peter Brett and Liam Page as well. So these guys for SOP just out doing the thing. So good to see if anyone can catch them. I don't think, I mean, there's 8 minutes to go. The pace these guys have got out front, no one's going to catch them. It's just going to be who is going to be on the podium at the end of the race. Ryan McCord still trying to get back now. He's trying to get past Nick Cooper. Let's have a check-in on the AMS. Latnik is leading the AMS at the moment for Team Snell Esports. Ben Knight knows he's got some pace in that Mercedes, so I'm sure he'll be trying to close the gap. Last lap, he was a 10th quicker. Although Zlatnik's... Sorry, no, he wasn't a 10th quicker. That's a lie. He was 1.2 seconds slower, so he lost the position to Daniel Zlatnik. But he is a little bit quicker in lap pace overall, so I'm sure he'll be trying to claw his way back up and try and take the lead. Toby Llewellyn, Just make it up as I go along now. Toby Lewin, P25, P3rd on the row in class, so doing a great job. Richard Gasson's the next car coming up behind him. Doesn't really need to fight that one. That's not for position in class. Craig Winter, though. He is all over Wesley. Both these guys in the BMWs. Got a bit squirmy as he came out. So we need to keep an eye on that. But we're going to jump back to the front now because we've got Luke Southall all over the back with Dan Watts. Can Dan hold on and to that P4? Or can Luke manage to find his way through? Let's go Adam Douglas. Car 15, 5-second penalty as well. So who have we got so far? Car 88. Is Cameron Hawes, car 15, lost in sport, car 15, Moritz Van Kavoda, and then we've got 73, so that puts Kavoda down at the moment, down into the 20. That one does mean something back there. Cameron Hawes will also be kicking himself because that means he's got 5 more seconds to find somewhere. In car number 73, Peter Brett has lost 5 seconds. So although that's not really going to matter because refs is around about 7 seconds back, so he's safe at the moment. So we ride on board with Luke Southall from SOP Motorsport in the Porsche 992. SOP Esports, sorry. Over the curbs, keeps it to the right hand side, rides the curbs really well, feathers the throttle, doesn't stamp on the throttle. You don't need to have a full loud pedal, but you can see the Porsche is just sliding all over the place. These tyres, I mean, it's quite hot. It's 26, 35. It's not crazy, not like what we're going to have in SOP next week, where it's like 50-degree track temperature. That is insane. I'm pretty sure the tyres are going to melt at that point. So. Both the BMWs managing to just pull away from the Porsche on the straight there, not getting a good exit. All three of these guys, very, very fast drivers. And then it's the battle of the Mercedes in RTO. Ben Nergard wants that pace back. He wants to try and get ahead of James. James, at the moment, got the legs on him. Doing very similar lap times. Ben's last lap was very fast compared to James. Fastest lap in the race goes to Ben Nergard between these two, not in actual race, but between these two. Current fastest lap, 133.147. Peter Brett, that belongs to. Let's have a check back. Ben Knight is all over the back of Zlatnik. This is for the lead in the AMS. So we need to keep an eye on this one as well. And Watts has just pulled a little bit away from Luke. It's the second gap, so we'll keep an eye on that. Paul Sadlowski's just lost a position to Marcel Schneeflin, greenbound. RTO and RTO. Always the Mercedes driver going to be able to sneak up the inside as you go into the hairpin. He is. He's now on the inside on the curb. And that puts Zlatnik wide. He's going to have a tighter entrance to the penultimate corner, and Ben runs really wide there actually, so let's just hope that he's not going to get a penalty for that one. Oh, he's going to run really wide again. So this will be interesting. Can Zlatnik now come back to him as they come into turn number 1, starting another lap. 3 minutes 45 to go. Oh, I mean, both of them. I mean, you're cutting grass there, Zlatnik. He's joining Bottas's grass cutting company. Go Adam Douglas. How is Adam Douglas doing? P10 at the moment, doing a great job winning the silvers. Got Christoph Holzer still trying to chase him down. Last lap, 134.3 for Adam Douglas, a 34.8 for Christoph Holzer. So he pulled 5 tenths nearly. 4 and a bit tenths actually. So there we go. Oh, Dan Watts is now just lost out to Luke Southall. Let's have a watch back as they come into the final. Oh, and Luke just sends it up the inside. I mean, that was a bit of a send, but he manages to get the position, and that means he's up to P4, so refs needs to keep an eye on that one. He does not want to give this away. There's about 2 laps to go. Cooper got a drive-through, and so now he's got plus 5 second penalty. How it works here, we don't give drive-throughs. If the drive-through comes up, you don't get the drive-through because I think it just kills the race. So you get a 5 second time penalty. If you then get another drive-through, then you do have to do your drive-through. If you get 2 in the race, then it's tough. You just need to go on and take the punishment at that point. So there we go. I do want to keep an eye on some of the racing that's going on. We've got Sharinga trying to make it up through past the McLaren driver. Up the inside here. Through turn number 4. Now in turn 6, it's climbing all over the coast. Lost a bit of time actually, and if the Ferrari of Tom Flores could have got a better exit there for a team full of idiots. That is not what I've said, that is his name if you look in the bottom right corner if you're new to ACC. That is the team name's going to run very wide. And yeah. Onto the back straight, can the Ferrari live with the Lamborghini? Southall is now only 0.4 back from the podium places. There is 2 laps to go, I would say, at the moment. Maybe 1, but I think there's 2 laps to go. So I don't think. And now Ref's got a back marker in his way as well, so that's holding him up. And there we go. Is he going to manage to make it around the outside of the back marker? Both of them do, but that just held him up. So now Luke's going to be all over the inside of him. Is he going to try and send it up the inside? No, he's not. He thinks better of it on this occasion. Ref's short shifting, trying to get the run out of this tight twisting bit. It's so clumsy through here. You lose the back if you just floor it. And Luke has been struggling with the back end of that Porsche, so Refs just needs to keep it tidy. And just concentrate on exits. He's got the legs in the straight line, I think. Brett is 1.5 back off Liam Page. That gap has not changed pretty much all race. So that is still where 1 and 2. As again, 59 from Dreambound, Marcel Snaithman. No, yeah, from Marcel Snaithman all the way down to Nick Cooper. So what's that? 7 places, all close together as well. So we need to keep an eye on that one. I think the Beamer got a bad exit coming out of the corner. So now we look back towards the Porsche. He's now going to try and go for a run up the inside. Guarantee goes to the inside here, and this time Ref sees it coming. He watched what happened to Dan Watts and was thinking, no, you're not doing that to me. Final lap. No, this is the final lap as well, so he didn't tell me that. But Liam Page is going to win. Well done, Liam Page. Race number 1. Peter Brett is Ref's going to hold up to P3. Does Peter Brett comes P2. Refsvik P3. And Luke Southall P4. Dan Watts P5. We're going to have James Whitaker and Ben Nergard racing to the finish. P8 belongs to Andrew Dixon-Chen. Elliot Simpson. Adam Douglas wins for silver. Congratulations, Jordan Watson, on a great recovery drive. Sorry what happened at the start there, Jordan. P11 for you. Gives you a good start at the start of the race, though. Christoph Holzer, P2 for silvers. Dreamband runs it across the line in P3. Ahead of Korsolowski in P4. And then we've got Kavoda in P5 in the McLaren. Great job there. And Ben Knight... what has gone on there? Daniel Zlatnik and Ben Knight, they were still fighting towards the end there, and he's lost it. Now Zlatnik is in the lead. Toby Llewellyn's P2, Ben Knight down to P3. What has gone on there? So you can see the Mercedes driver, they're not anywhere near each other. Mercedes driver, you can see, loses a bit as he comes through the corner. Oh, and then they do touch. Got very clumsy. Oh, and then he gets it lost on the grass. Oh no, that's so unlucky. And then he gets going into P3. He'll be absolutely kicking himself. There. But Zlatnik then picks up the win for now. Toby Llewellyn P2. Ben Knight in P3. Wesley in P4 for the AMS. And P5 is David Blythe. What a race from David Blythe. That is awesome work. Please, for the love of God. Oh, don't do anything yet. Don't leave the server, please. Why has my phone disappeared? Just get this so we can get the grid set up for race. can now leave. They can leave now, Brian. They can leave. Right, we will be back for race number 2. So don't go anywhere. Well, go anywhere. Go get yourself a drink. Get yourself ready. Settle back. Race number 2 is a reverse grid. We hope to see you back in a second. And what we'll do is we will bring you the highlights of race number 1 while we get the grid set up for race number 2. And hopefully we'll get that underway in around about sort of 15 minutes. It does take a little while for me to get everything sorted, but we will get that done now. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the server will be back up in around about 5 minutes time, and sorry, it just took a long time to get that sorted. I mean, there's so many people, and I need to make sure that we get it in the right order. So yeah, there we go, that was race number 1. So much went on as we expected it would, as you can see from some of the replays that have been, or maybe, I don't know if you have actually, I think it's gone wrong, but you definitely saw Ref's video a lot, so it's worth watching anyway. But now you should have the replay showing it anyway. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that, because at the moment on my screen is the live stream, and so I'm a little bit worried about what I'm going to have to show to get you the correct. Maybe that one? I don't know. I'm going to try something different and see what that brings up. And then I don't know why it's doing that. Very strange. We'll soon find out. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of the league so far. Right, guys, I think we need to calm down. I think everyone just needs to calm down, guys. Come on. Chill. We're all here to enjoy some racing. Alright, that's it. That's all we're here. I don't want to see any hate in the chat. If that's the case, then I'll remove people. I'm not interested in that. We're all here to enjoy stuff. Come on. Let's be the bigger people. Why is that not showing? Yeah, it's Dreambound, right? That's why I say Dreambound instead of Martha's Movement. Say it a couple of times, because I know it's not right. I know it's not right. But you never know. You never know. Right, give me 1 second. I need to turn my fan on. It's getting warm in here. Okay, so, like I say, about 5 minutes time, the server will be up. I'm just going to let everybody know. This is the thing. This is why I needed. Oh, we're having the broadcasting, because I can do all this in the background. And they can get ready to. So. Do this, it's not so clunky, but yeah. Yeah, what did you guys think of it? I'm trying to see some of the chat that's positive stuff. Is it hard to hear him over the cars? Is it still quite? Oh, is it really loud in the car? Is it? Okay, let me just null that down. Is that better? This is the first stream we've done on, and I've never streamed on YouTube before. I stream on Twitch. So if you're new to the stream, welcome in. Thank you so much. But when I race, I stream on Twitch. This is just to separate my streaming brand to my community brand, so there we go. Questionable. Want me to turn it down even more? Is that better? Let me know. I just want to hear people have a good time, not get. I mean, this was a bit of I mean, he got really alongside Ben here, and then Ben just ran him out of the track, and then a couple of laps later, I think Luke did exactly the same in this part of the track. So I think it was horses for courses on that one. Bit of rubbing his racing. No, not the racing standard, that race. What? Oh, the volume is better. As long as the volume is better, that's the main thing. Right, server is launching. It'll be up in about 2 or 3 minutes. Takes a little bit of time, but once it's up, it's up. Now, because I got timed out by Ed. How did you? I didn't know anyone. That's a start. Coops, you did a great job, mate. You're not happy with my... Oh, no, I see. I was like, how are you not happy? But yeah, it was a bit of contact that caused that. So it's a shame. But I know there's lots of pinging going off in Discord, and I would like to know why. Oh, okay, I see that one. So let's just sign up with the old map. Any chance you can change it for it? No. So, Lurik's going to end up racing in the old Merc. That's going to be fun. Oh, that's so unlucky. So unfortunate. Right, so are we up yet? Come on, sir. Come on, SGP. You need to be quicker than this. Pace is so damn close. It is. I mean, there's a lot of... Silver is always where the battles have been throughout the RTO leagues. The pros are a lot closer this year than they have been for a long time. There's a lot of fast boys at the front there. I think the Beamer doesn't tend to run itself well in a race situation here. It's not too bad over a single lap, but it's still not it's still not going to be one of the best ones there is. So I think that's why there was a big gap. Plus, there was a lot of fighting going on, and it let the front two get away. Brett managed to get through, and then the guys behind him fought, quite a bit between them. And yeah, that then sort of created a gap at the front. So and then Liam did a great job, an absolute storming job of holding on to that lead. Right, the server is up, ladies and gentlemen. So you had to keep the pace right. I mean, Mr. Brett is no slouch. So there you go. It's definitely important that you keep your pace up. If you're ever in a league race, guys, and you are, finding yourself in a position where you haven't been, in a good position like P1, P2, P3, and you're getting someone behind you, it's pretty quick. All you can do is just run your pace. Don't try and start overdriving the car. Don't start trying to drive faster. Just do your pace and then learn your defense as they get up close to you. And just try and keep an eye on where they're quick compared to you, and that's the best way to be, because that's the only way you can do it. So. Freddie, this league is pretty awesome. It really is. It really, really is. So there you go. Right, we'll get back into the server, so give me 1 second. Right, we are back and we're up and running, ladies and gentlemen. The guys are on track. And, well, I say they're on track. Kind of on track. That's not working properly, though. That's not giving me the right people. Okay, so let's disconnect from that one. Put that down. That's better. Just panicking a little bit there, not going to lie. Hoping, there we go. Right, so Just a couple of minutes to get everyone in. I believe, actually, everyone should be in 33. That's what we had last time, right? But I think as everyone is in, is Mr. Yep. I think everyone is in. So let me have a... Nope, we're waiting for one more. There should be another driver somewhere. If you're not in here already, get your butt in here. Come on, because then we can forward it and get started. We are waiting on somebody. Just did a race of my own. The little one back. Well, you haven't missed a thing. So there you go. So while we wait on the next driver, I said earlier on we had a driver with us who has been racing before in response with Cameron Hawes. Done quite a bit of racing in real life, just a tad, and we'll talk about that in 1 second. But basically, Cameron Hawes is 19. He's originally from the Isle of Man but lives in France. Been sim racing for around about 9 years, and his current team that he owns is Velocity Esports. He races in real life as well, and he uses the sim racing thing just to keep up the speed when he's not racing in real. He's the RTO Pro-Am champion in GT4s as well, 24 Hour of Daytona winner in iRacing, French national champion ×2 in classic touring cars, that's in real life, and European champion in electric F4 cars as well. So he is very well rehearsed in racing. And he runs with TSPC Racer with CSL Elite pedals and with the brake mod, Thrustmaster open wheel and a TR8 Pro rig. Plays mainly iRacing and is falling slowly back in love with ACC, which is great to have you back with us, Cameron. Yeah, you've got a couple of email addresses, well, sorry, not email addresses, websites at the top there. CameronHawes.co.uk if you want more info on himself. And then follow him on there, you know, when he's doing his racing, if you ever wanted to see in regards to, you know, where he's doing. And then you've got his team's website there, velocityesports.co.uk, and that's his sim racing team if you want to check out what they're racing in and, you know, where they're going to be next. How you doing, Leon Seeley? Good to see you. Can't stop the chop. Did I get any screen time in race one? You did. You need to watch it back, sir. 2 drop races or 2 drop rounds? 2 drop races, sir. So your worst races, not rounds. So if you race this one and you messed up, and then you race up in the first one, like, you know what happened, but then the rest of the season you first every time, then it'll be these 2 that are dropped. If you do win every single one in this one but had a bad one last race, and then say next week the first race is bad, it'll be that one and this one that you've just done. So you'll be fine. So yeah, welcome in, Cameron. And hope you have a good season with us at RTO. I believe we are there or thereabouts. No, we've got still 33. I don't know who it is we're missing, but somebody needs to get in here. Whoever's not in the league, whoever's not in the server needs to get their butt in there. Liam Page in our chat. I always feel ready for bed at the start of race 2. He'll soon wake you up in a minute, Liam. Okay, so that one is out. Yeah, a little bit. Luke Sherlock, how's it going? Welcome in. Thanks for coming in, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't already, please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. We are really starting wanting to grow this channel here as fast as possible to catch up with what we do on Twitch, or what I do on Twitch, and on our channel as well is my Twitch. So if you are new to this and you want to check us out when I race, please feel free to do so. I'd love to have you on board with us, and yeah, get involved with it. We've had quite a start to this season already. Lots of action in race number 1, and we'll get ready for race number 2 in just a couple of minutes. I don't know who we're missing. In a minute, I'm just going to forward it on in a second. The 5 minutes of practice really is meant to be for just so people can get in. So we'll leave with your race winner from race number 1, Liam Page, in the pros. It's about time you got a race win there, Liam. It's been too long since you did that in RTO. RTO getting big. We're trying to, sir. We'll never be as big as SOP. How you doing, Leon? You good? What about the car behind? Sorry, Nicholas. What did I miss something there, sir? Just did a race of my own. Do you mean from Cameron's? Can't wait to see my drop race. Yeah, Brian, it'll be this one. Hoping to get involved in the next series. Someone has to finish last. Oh, Luke, don't be silly. Yeah, we're missing one person, and I don't know who it is. So, oh no, he's in. Right, Brian, forward the session. Send forward. Tell everyone it's forwarding, and then forward it. So let's get this on the road. Let's get this race number 2 started. I think all the RTO drivers have been out trying to find a bit more pace than they had in race number 1. I know Refs and Dan struggled for a bit of pace there, where they were pretty quick in quali, but then they lost it during the race. So I'm sure they'll, especially with these guys breathing down their neck in race 2, they're going to need to. They are going to need to do it. I tell you, a group of guys that we are missing here at the moment, GSR. If you are watching this back, or if you are watching it live, thanks for coming in. We miss you on track. We hope to see you again next season. It's been really good fun racing with you. I know the RTO boys really did enjoy it. Brian, if you're there, can you forward the session, please? I don't know if you can hear me, mate, but I need you to forward the session so we can get this started. I've locked out last. Best livery award? I'm going to be biased there, mate. We can do that towards the end. What we'll do is we'll get some shots of the cars as, you know, the season progresses, and then we'll do something like that at the end. That's a good idea there, Leon. Zeno, yeah, are you the architect? Rafs, can you park it? And number 438. But Brian, it didn't work. What do you mean it didn't work? There we go. Right. There we go. Right, so Tom Solis is at the front of the grid. I did panic for a second then, but I realised, yeah, he is. So Tom Solis is at the front of the grid alongside Jordan Watson. Jordan Watson will want to get into the lead as fast as humanly possible for the Pulse SimSport driver, so he can try and build a gap, because he had very good pace in race number 1, but unfortunately got tangled up with a RTO driver. So I'm sure he'll be wanting to keep away from those guys by making a great start and just trying to escape and see if he can get his first RTO race win under his belt. Then we've got back down to Richard Gasson, who had, again, a great pace in race number 1, but just wasn't able to convert that into a win due to contact, which I'm sure he'll be looking to make amends for in race number 2. Robin Moore, I moved you back here, mate, because I know you're in the wrong split, and I'll adjust all the points after this race and get you put in the right split. So I do apologise for that, Rob. So yeah, I put you back here because that's where technically you would be, mate. All right. Thomas Loverick is in the wrong Mercedes, so we'll be changing that one as well. So I'm sure he'll be just looking to survive through this race. But race winner Daniel Zlatnik at the back, I'm sure he knows he kind of lucked into that with Ben Knight coming together on the last lap, I think, as well. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. So who do you think is going to take the driver of the day votes? We'll get that up with about 5 minutes to go. As long as there's not crazy action going, I will try and get that all set up, ready to go for driver of the day. Let's see where we can get who's going to get the off the line the best, and then we'll see who can survive the next 25 minutes. Leon, I hope you can join us one season. We'd be great to have you on board here and add another SOP driver. It's becoming very SOP RTO in Pro with some Velocity Esports in there as well. Velocity Esports, sorry, in there as well. So, yeah, let's hope to see you on the track one day, mate. So, agree that Mauritius has livery is the best. There we go. I've got plenty of people who likes that livery. Oh, we are underway race number 2 at the back there. You can see lots of people moving around. They're still 2 by 2 as if they're going into the arc race at the first corner for the pros. And Jordan Watson, oh, he did get into the lead and once again gets taken out at the back. Oh my God, I feel so sorry for Jordan. He must be thinking, what do I have to do to have a clean race at Misano today? Jordan, I cannot apologise enough for what you have seen in the first couple of races here. And Elliot Simpson is now bolting with Andre Dixon Chen. Both these guys racing for Velocity Esports at the moment. So see how they both get on. Then you've got Luke Southall, who is... Oh, he was behind... yeah, he is. Luke Southall is behind... Ben Nergar up to P3. Peter Brett is P4. James Whitaker is P5. Dan Watts P6. Cameron Hawes up into P8. Liam Page, though, has dropped down to P8 at the moment. Now he's actually moved back up a little bit. So let's have a look at the position deltas so you can see who is making moves and who is not. And at the moment, Liam is up 3 spots. So let's see how he goes. You've got James and Dan both in the same places, but loads of other people have moved up. Jordan Watson down 18 places. Must be kicking himself, thinking what's going on there. Richard Gasson has also dropped down quite a few spots as well. Cameron Hall is P9 leading the silvers. That's where he'll want to stay for the rest of this race. And Covorden is up into P2. So he'll be trying to chase him down in the McLaren. 2 McLaren drivers chasing Liam Page, believe it or not, in the Ferrari. And Elliot Simpson is now already behind Andre Dixon Chen, moving up into the lead, leading his first RTO from SOP. He's normally an SOP, leading his first RTO race. And let's see if he can manage to keep that in the money spot. Luke's managing to slide up the inside. Ben and Luke both coming together again, having a bit of door banging, the switching paintwork. And that allows Peter Brett to fight his teammate in the SOP Porsche. Ben using all the track as they come up to the left-hander, just managed to swing and keep that place in front of Peter Brett, who's now fighting his teammate. Luke Southall's on the inside on the exit, but now will be on the outside as they come to the long straight. And they touch. Luke Southall maybe needs to learn the width of that Porsche. It is a little bit wider, I believe, than he thinks it is, but I'm sure he'll get to grips with it as he goes. Tucking back in as we look back from Peter Brett's Lamborghini. Got the 2 RTO drivers of Dan Watts and James Whitaker. Oh, what the heck's going on there? That is some lag and a half. Okay, so that was some lag that we had there, I believe, from SOP driver. And there's who has lost it? Oh, Dan Watts. What's happened here? What's happened here? So Dan Watts is off. We've got James Whitaker's looking up his inside. James backs off. And then as we come into the fast double right-hander. Oh, yeah, the lag. Oh, the lag just causes James and Dan to come together. That is unfortunate. So the lag is what caused it. SOP, like, they do anything to win. Joking. But now Dan has to try and make his way back up through the grid. Peter Brett is in P4 trying to chase down Ben Nergard. Let's go through to the race gaps. You can see the gaps at the lead. Jackson Chen 1.3 from Elliot Simpson. Ben Nergard 2 seconds back at the moment. Got Peter Brett all over him. Ben is the furthest RTO driver up at the moment. And he's got 2 Velocity Esports drivers in front of him and 2 SOPs behind. I bet him much he's feeling like a filling. So, Nick Cooper in P5 in the silvers at the moment. Trying to chase down Christoph Holzer. Cameron Horse 2.5 in the lead at the moment from Covorden. So he's got a bit of a gap there. And although Ben Nergard is now falling down. Oh, what has happened there? Oh, he's got sideways as he got it through the final, through the fast section, and then he can't move anyway. He's got to basically wait for the entire field to go through. That is going to hurt. And he does get moving, and he's now in 15th, fighting in the silvers. Well, all the RTO drivers not making it work today. It's not going their way. Finally, people are going to dethrone the RTO drivers. Friendly fire a little bit. Yeah, dodgy Irish internet. It is. Peter Brett is absolutely flying. Fastest lap of the race, though. 1:33.452 for Luke Southall for SOP in the Porsche 992. But Peter Brett is on for... In fact, Peter Brett did actually beat him in that last lap by 200ths of a second, but it didn't count. So a bit like Max Verstappen's lap at Saudi Arabia. If he hit the wall, the fastest lap that never happened. So there you go. Right, let's go back down to James Whittaker's overtaken Frank Sidivi. So James, after coming together with Dan Watts, he'll be thinking, when's this 25? It's got to be the longest 25 minutes I've ever raced, I think. And Nergard tracing down the Mercedes of Cormac Quinn after his spin. Got Ryan McCord, whose livery is now working for some reason. Yeah, so there we go. P16 for Ryan McCord. Sigurd Refsvik has also dropped down after that as well, because they both collided together. So both the main RTO protagonists in the BMWs are well down the order now. You do know that this is the reverse grid, guys, yeah? This is not the grid that we put you at the front. Thomas Lovrich trying his best in that old Mercedes, the old Mercedes, not even the Evo. So good luck, Thomas. You're an absolute trooper racing in that one. You're meant to be in the Porsche. So, yeah. Robert Moore in P33. Ben Knight. What's happened to Ben Knight? He's got some damage on the back, so there's been a few incidents that are going to be reported. I think Lovrich is going to have the incident report list from race number 2. Oh, and that is... Who is that? Alpha Dogmeat off the track as well. So he is now... just getting back underway. So Sigurd Refsvik and Dan, Ryan McCall, Cormac Quinn. Oh! That was interesting. I think he just got nudged by Ryan there. Seems to be maybe some internet issues out there. I'm not sure. But they're all trying to fight their way through. All of the guys, Luke still get into grips. Yeah. I mean, let's face it, he will get to grips with that thing pretty quick. 1:33.292. There you go. I told you get to grips with that pretty quick. He's got the fastest lap by a country mile at the moment. But once again, Peter Brett did beat it actually, but didn't count. So make it count. That's what I'm trying to say. At the front though, Andre Dixon Chen with Velocity Esports. 1.8 is the gap at the moment. Peter Brett, though, catching Elliot Simpson in the other Velocity Esports McLaren. And this is going to be a good little scrap for P2, so we'll keep an eye on this for a minute. And, the Lambo gets a much better exit. Tied to line. Going to put him up the inside as they turn into turn number 3. Great driving from Elliot there. Very safe, given space. Knew that he had to give the space there because... Brett was up the inside, up into P2, and now we can see what he can do about Andre Dixon Chen and make it a double race victory for SOP. But I tell you what, don't count this man out in the other SOP liveried car, the Porsche 992. And then the silent assassin, Liam Page, just doing his job, just working his way back. He knows he's got the pace in that Ferrari. He did a 33.3 last lap, a couple of tenths quicker than Luke Southall, so there you go. He knows he can make it, and if they start fighting ahead of him, he'll rock up on the scene very, very quickly indeed. Oh, okay. Right, well, there we go. Was that by the game, Brian, or was that you doing that? Zlatlik and Lucas Latowski, there's been a bit of contact here, I think. This is for podium place in the AMS. So this is a good little scrap. And they got Wesley in front of them as well. So this is the second, third and fourth on your screen here now. And Refsvik has done. Has he lost it again? What is going on? I think the Beamers, Dan Watts, and I think the Beamers are undrivable at the moment. I don't know what's going on, but they're definitely struggling. Game did it. Okay. So that's interesting to see. Colin Heselton in the number 29 BMW for Hesse Racing. Part of the RTO Academy. Doing a really good job in the Academy on Tuesday. Actually, was finding his way and building some good race pace. Finding his lap time. I think what we need to work with Colin is getting that consistency now, and he knows it himself. Doing a really good job though. Fighting with David Blythe, another driver we welcome back in from season 5. So these guys are going to be duking it out pretty much all season, I would say. Craig Winter, though, at the moment, leading the charge for the AMS. He's got Dan Watts all over the back of him. So let's him Sigurd Restford go. Don't think there's much point in fighting these two. Just let them go. And because otherwise you end up getting slowed down. And then Wesley, who's only 3.6 back, as you can see there in the back of the picture, will be all over him. He'll be catching him. So we just need to make sure that just work on the race that you're racing, not the people around you if it's not necessary. So see where they go. Daniel Zlatnik, though, all over the back of Lucas Latowski. We'll see how that goes on in a minute. What's going on at the front? Jordan Watson back up to P7. So that's a great little recovery from himself. Peter Brett and Luke Southall up into P2 and P3 respectively. Peter Brett with a lap time 300 slower than Luke Southall in the fastest lap race. So who's going to win that one? Next for Liam Page is Elliot Simpson. Peter Brett is going to try and chase down Andre Dixon-Chen. Luke Southall, Peter Brett and Andre, they all know each other very well from SOP, so there'll be some good scraps going on at the front, and Liam will be thinking, I want to join in on that. I want to see if I can get a double win. Christoph Holzer all over the back of Paul Sadlowski in the BMW. Cameron Hall's doing a great job at the moment in silvers, looking like he's going to pull away a little victory here if he can just keep it all nice and tidy. Doesn't want track limits, that's for sure. Looks like he's going to go up the inside. Paul Sadlowski looking like he's trying to try around the outside of Coevorden. And yeah, Coevorden hangs on. Let's try and show the whole fight there, Joe. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Come around the final corner. And Coevorden lives to fight another day. This is for P2 in class. And I think if Paul can get past Coevorden, I think he might have the pace, according to the lap times, to go and chase down Cameron Hawes. Because they are doing similar lap times at the moment, but obviously Paul is tucked up behind the McLaren at the moment. There's still nearly 12 minutes to go. Plenty of time left in this race to see if he can make an impact on Cameron. Start trying to put him under a bit of pressure, see if he can maybe make a mistake. But Cameron, with all his real life racing experience, been putting all that to good use to see if he can hang on and get the victory. Let's go back to the front. We've got Luke Southall still chasing down Peter Brett. The guy doing an absolute sterling job. Andre Dixon-Chen doing a great job at the front at the moment. Let's see if he can actually hold on to that, because that would be insane if he can do that. That would be really... Oh, we can't actually do the driver of the day. I'm sorry, because we're now on YouTube and it's normally done on Twitch. So I'm sorry, we can't do that. I'll have to find a way of doing it, so and bring that back. I completely forgot about that, trying to do all this that quickly. So apologies for that. But yeah, so 9K crosses the line, 10 minutes 50 to go. That's 7 laps, is that 8 laps? Liam Page is all over the back of Elliot Simpson now. So Liam really needs to try and dispatch the Velocity Esports driver as quickly as he can so he can try and move forward. But Elliot is going to do everything he can. Just needs to park the car in the right places. If he can do that, you'll have Having a little look from Liam there, just trying to make him put him off. Make him watch behind him rather than his braking points if he misses a little bit. Code order is still... Oh! So, yeah, no. There you go. So, Paul Sadowski did make the move. And now he's got Christoph Holzer all over the back of him as well. He's going to go run really wide, moves wider than a sleeping policeman so he doesn't bounce all over the curbs. And now he's lost another position to Christoph Holzer, but he won't give that one up easily. Is he going to try and look at the inside? No, he thinks better of it. Then you've got James Whittaker, who's being chased down at the moment with front-end damage from Ben Nergard. Both the RTO drivers having a bit of a scrap behind these guys as well, so they'll be looking to see if they can move back up through, although they're not fighting these guys for a position, so they don't need to do it too aggressive. Nick Cooper, the next guy to try and chase down Coevorden. Is it Moritz? Have I said that right? Moritz? Ian Page is all over the back of Elliott still. 3/10 of a second. Nick Cooper, 2/10 of a second. Ben Nergard, 2/10 of a second. Moritz. Okay, I'll try and remember that instead of Coevorden. Peter Brett is all over the back of Dixon Chen. 9 minutes to go and it's starting to hot up now. The drivers were working their way through the field in race number 2, the reverse grid, have now found themselves fighting for the higher positions in their current splits. Cameron Hawes 3 seconds to the good against Paul Sadlowski. So, and there we go. Looks like Peter Brett's going to try and make a move for the inside as they get into the corner. Andre Dixon Chen tries to hold him off, squeezes him on the inside, a bit of contact. Lamborghini gets a good run, but now Andre Dixon Chen's going to have the inside line. 9K is going to have the better line in here, but then he needs to make sure he concentrates on a good exit. He runs over the curbs, tucks on the inside, gets a bit squirrely. I think the Lambo's going to get him, but now look who's on the train. Luke Southall is also on this, thinking, how am I going to get through this? If they start fighting, maybe he could do for one of his lunges from race 1. And we've got in the background Liam Page also trying to go past Elliott Simpson. Now you've got Peter Brett on the inside. Andre Dixon Chen, they touch. Well held from both drivers. And is now Dixon Chen going to lose one place? He loses that one. Is he going to hold on to P2? Oh no! He kept his nose in. What a hell. Wow, I tell you what. Luke Southall held that very well. But that means 9K now drops down to P5. Elliott Simpson did hold on to P3. To Liam Page. Liam Page didn't manage to make that move, so it's all going on there. That was a big scrap for the lead, and Peter Brett now manages to take the lead and is 3 seconds ahead of Luke Southall. So Cormac Quinn just managed to get past George Scheringa. And, or Yort, sorry, not Jort. Is it Jort or Yort? And, yeah, he's up into P15. Tell you what, tell you who's doing a great job. Wesley is doing a sterling job at the moment. He's actually taken the lead from Daniel Zlatnik. And not only that, he has moved down the road. So he is now leading the AM class. Apologies that we missed that one. And then Daniel Zlatnik in the Fireball, he snails this time. He's not in the snail, he's in the Dragon Ball. And I'm not sure why the liveries are playing around like that. That's a bit weird. And Richard Gasson's got more damage. Look, he's got more damage. The star driver that we had last season, he was in the Lambo last season. Now he's in the Mercedes. Bit of damage on the front of that Merc this time. I'll be slowing him down in a straight line. And here, you need straight line speed. But he is looking to get past Daniel Zlatnik. Going to try and chase down the guy we haven't watched much in this race, Adam Douglas. Again, another driver out of position. Drivers, these guys we thought would be racing for the victories in silvers all the way through the season, having a bit of an interesting race this time. Now for Dogmeat, P33. He is. He is. There he is. In the Lamborghini. And yeah, he's got the leaders coming up behind him now. So he's got Peter Brett, as you can see, actually on his tail. So tell you who's got the fastest lap. Still Luke Southall, 33.292. He's a tenth quicker. And I tell you what, in the last lap though, he was half a second slower. So Peter Brett pulling out that lead. Holzer. Okay, there is some interesting connection issues tonight. I've not seen this for a long time. RTO finally big enough to get DDoSed. No. Holzer looking for P2. Cameron upped his pace a little bit and has kept Paul Sadlowski back behind him. And now Paul Sadlowski is having to fight for this P2 now. The current silver champion, Paul Sadlowski in the BMW, against the Alpha Simsport driver Christoph Holzer. I think the mid-engine cars and obviously the rear engine with the Porsche are just feeling a bit more comfortable this season. Liam Page still trying to get past Elliott Simpson. And he just, oh my word! That's what happens when you get a bit of, oh no, and then they touch. That's going to give a chance now, is it? Now Alpha just getting a little bit in the way there. You just need to move out the way. That's not good enough. You know, when you've got a pace difference like that, it's definitely worth just moving out of the way. Just let them go. So down the back straight, on board with the Ferrari, using all the track. That's the important thing. If you're doing any sort of sim racing, guys, make sure you use all the track. Use out as far wide as you can get. Stretch those limits. That widens the track, means that you take a straighter line into the corners. And Liam looking like the inside, just trying to make him the McLaren move. He got a bad exit the McLaren, so this is his chance now in the Ferrari. But we all know how fast that McLaren is in a straight line. Is Liam going to manage to make it into the fast section? I'm thinking he might just decide, do you know what? Now's the time. Oh, he's run wide there. Both of them have run wide there. So are they going to end up getting a penalty? Oh, and then he cuts the chicane as well. That's a double hit cut now. That's interesting. I think Liam's getting a little bit impatient now. He knows that he needs to get past him if he wants the podium. He's going to have to really do the talking on the track. 2 minutes 53 to go. And I tell you, Jordan Watson. What's happened to Jordan Watson? Oh no, Jordan. Oh, is that a bad marker that's caused there? Oh my god. Well, okay. Jordan, if you continue in this, you're an absolute trooper, mate. I'm lost for words. I am genuinely lost for words. So yeah, that's not good enough, guys. I'm not sure what's happened there. It looks like potentially there's been contact with the back marker, which isn't. You know, we spoke about this in the driver briefing. You know, if you've got drivers coming up behind you and they're that quick, just get out of the way, man. Just. There's no point in fighting them. There's no point in keeping your line because you're trying to do your concentration on your race. So you need to move out of the way. Anyway, this is the fight that we wanted to see. The Ferrari is alongside Elliott this time. So Liam is currently in P3. Is he going to manage to hold it? So far, so good. What's going to happen as we go into the fast double rights? Elliott doing a great job, being so clean. Such a good little driver. And I like to see this. He knows when it's not worth fighting, because otherwise you just end up getting taken out. A P4 here would be a great result for his first couple of races in RTO. Leader is, this time I get it, so the leader is on the final lap this time, so Peter Brett is starting the final lap in the lead for SOP. It's going to be a double SOP win, but Luke Southall will be kicking himself that he hasn't managed to catch Peter Brett. He's still getting to grips with the 992. The 992 is not as good as the old Porsche. It really isn't. The old Porsche was much better than the new one. Tell you what, this is a good little scrap. Holzer is now past Paul Sadlowski, as you can see. And now Paul is trying his best to try and fight off Moritz in the McLaren to try and hold on to the final podium. So let's see how this goes towards the end of the race. Elliot Simpson's all over the back of Liam Page still. He hasn't given that position up. He got sideways back there, Moritz. So we'll keep an eye on this one. Liam Page gone a bit wide. Oh, that's going to be a much better run for the McLaren. Who's going to come out on top on this drag race? Keep an eye on Peter Brett in a minute. He's going to cross the line in a second. But as we get to the final double right, is the McLaren going to be able to send it up the inside? Too far back, I think. So that is pretty much done, set and match. But race number 1, P2. Race number 2, P1. Peter Brett for SOP, kicking ass. Well done, Peter. Well deserved. That's a long overdue win in RTO as well. Luke Southall, great to see you back. P2 on track again. Well done. Liam Page rounding off a 1, 2, 3 for SOP. Well done, boys. Congrats. And my driver of the day, Elliot Simpson, did a great job in holding off the guys for the start of the race, and then raced cleanly when he knew that it wasn't worth fighting when it was there. Andre Dixon-Chen, Cameron Hawes, P6. What a recovery drive. P1 on track for Silvers. Much better from you, sir. Christoph Holzer, and then Paul Sadlowski rounding off the podium places. Moritz didn't manage to get that P3. What a shame. And as we go through that, let's have a look. We've got Wesley, who's going to cross the line. Oh. In the final couple of corners, this is the fight for the pros. The AMs. The final positions are not set yet at the front. Who is going to cross the line in the lead? And Zatnik's looking up the inside. Wesley gave a bit of a gap, but then sort of took it away at the last second, but that's it. Wesley manages to come home and win in the AMs with Slatnik in P2. Craig Winter is going to get a podium. He's going to get another podium in RTO in the AMs. Well done, Craig. Great to see you back. Well done. An awesome run in that one. Lucas Zatowski in P4. Colin Heselton is going to come across the line in P5. David Blythe in P6 with Thomas Loverick in the old Mercedes doing a great job coming across in P30. And then Toby Llewellyn, Ben Knight and Alpha Dogbeat rounding off the final results. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's your finishing results. Peter Brett with the win for the I think is that your first win in RTO, or is that your second, Pete? I think that's your second, actually, I think. But well done. Well done, Craig. Podium place for you, sir. Awesome work. So well done. And that is rounds 1 and 2. Or races 1 and 2 done in round number 1, and we are still 7 rounds to go. Not tonight, don't worry, but next week, Thursday, same time, same place. We hope you guys have liked what you've seen and enjoyed the racing tonight. My stupid voice won't be on the commentary next week. It'll be a broadcast team, and hopefully they'll bring you some awesome content as much as anything else, and this time I'll be able to do the penalties and actually tell people off properly. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the race tonight, and make sure you do come and join us again in another stream. If you want to come and check my streams out, are in on Twitch. My Twitch channel, let me just get you that so you can see it. If you ever want to come and join us on Twitch, you're more than welcome to, and get involved with the RTO League. It's all on Discord. If you want to come and join us on Discord, the Discord link is on our page, so please feel free to come and join us. Great work from everyone involved. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thanks for coming and joining us on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. There was a lot of good racing. There was a few interesting results there, and I'm sure some of the RTO boys will be kicking themselves with the way that the Beamer has performed tonight. But I'm sure they'll come back strong in the next one. The next round is Nürburgring. That is a good track for the BMW. So we go to Nürburgring in a week's time. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. From us at RTO, we'll see you again next week, and watch out on the channel. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll get you some more content very soon. Thank you very much. Good night.